Hello, and welcome to the wellness portion of my channel. This is the hardest intro for me to film, and probably the deepest and probably the longest. How do I start? Well, my wellness journey started when I was 12, and this is harder than I thought it would be. My wellness journey started when I was 12. I was raped by a relative of mine. I hadn't had a first kiss or anything sexual happen to me before that. And I was really just clueless to the whole thing. And that started me on a path in life because I had no idea how to say the words. I had no idea how to share with people what was happening to me. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know if I was a virgin or what I was. I knew that I felt bad. I felt dirty and disgusting, used. And I wasn't even able to put those words into my cognitive thoughts. And I didn't tell anybody. Instead, I tried to cope on my own. As you might imagine, I wasn't prepared to cope on my own with those things. Around that time, I was diagnosed with ADD, as many kids in the 90s and 2000s were. And I was put on Adderall, which was a downward spiral. I ended up being hooked on drugs, mainly methamphetamine and morphine, opiates. It led me down a really dark path. It just kept getting darker and darker. Because at the end of the day, they don't actually help you cope. They help you stuff it down and quiet your mind for a couple of hours or moments until it wears off. And then when you come back, your problems are only worse than they were before you did anything. Which is a lesson that I learned very young. I got sober when I was 15. This year, I'm 13 years sober at 28. It's kind of crazy and awesome. But I also dealt with other things. When I went to rehab, I started eating and overeating, and I got to be about 140, 50 pounds. When I got in there, I was like 95 pounds from doing meth, and then I gained a lot of weight. I was about 140, 50. Then I became anorexic. Then I went back down to like 100. And then I couldn't keep it down by being anorexic, so I tried bulimia and laxative abuse. I tried all of them. So I've had all the eating disorders. I ended up doing the overeating thing again years ago, and I was like 160 pounds. That's the heaviest I've ever been. And that was after college when I had a really bad relationship. Because of this, as you might imagine, I've had really fucked up relationships. I've dealt with abuse. I've had lots of crazy things happen. Scary things. Really scary things. And it's a journey. Along the journey, I also became a yoga instructor. I took a 9-month Kundalini yoga teacher training course. I learned how to meditate. I finished high school on time. I love music. I've studied music since I was 4, and I ended up going to Berklee College of Music somehow for voice. I went to Peabody Conservatory before that, and then I decided to go to Berklee for my college experience. It was magical, and I studied production and engineering until I left because of financial. I got really ill. I got pneumonia and almost died, and then I had medical bills and I couldn't afford school anymore either. because my dad was paying for it. He couldn't afford it anymore. Throughout all these years, I've been the child of a millionaire and the child of a financially struggling person now. We bought our house at the height of the boom, and our mortgage is really high, and we struggle to pay it and have been on the brink of possibly losing our house many, many months. So I've experienced a lot of things in life. A lot of those things were really difficult. So this section of my channel, it's gonna be all about sharing the dark and the light, because you cannot have one without the other. When you have a room, there's shadows and there's light. If everything is just the same, what is that? That's boring. And I've never been accused of being boring, that's for sure. The shadows are what give depth to everything. Those terrible experiences shaped me into the person I am today. I realized that I can utilize every terrible thing that happens into something positive. In a lot of ways, being raped was a blessing. It changed me so much, and it gave me an opportunity to be something more, to stand up for something, to have an opinion on something, to learn how to cope. After those experiences, I don't think anything can touch me anymore. Yeah, I can get hurt, I can get knocked down, but I'll get up again. I always, always will. I am resilient as fuck, and I will always get up, and I will always be fine. And sometimes I'll even be great. For me, this channel is all about sharing these things, connecting with you, expressing myself and my truth. The wellness portion of this channel will be all of these things. The darkness and the light, in a perfect yin and yang, utilizing the balance that in life exists everywhere. Every room has points of light and points of darkness, and we wouldn't get the depth in life without both. And I really stand by that sentiment. I'm very excited for this endeavor, and I'm very touched by how amazing my journey has already been and how many people have helped me. And now it's time for me to give that back. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and everything that you do in life. And I really hope that you give me a thumbs up and that you enjoy this and that you subscribe. Please let me know of any things that you want to request, and I'd love to utilize that and see what I can do for you. May your day be filled with beauty, endless, endless beauty and wonder.